Lammy here, and welcome to another episode of Lammy in the Kitchen. And what we've got today is apples, caramel, or caramel, depending on how you like to pronounce it. And we've got some chopped walnuts, and back there is a pan called a double broiler. Now, let me explain to you guys what we're doing. You guys know what candied apples are, right? You know, it's these things. Yeah, you know what that is. If you haven't had one, you need one. They're fabulous. Anyway, basically what it is an apple with a stick in the middle, dipped into melted caramel, and then sometimes they will sprinkle them with nuts if you'd like nuts, or you can just have it plain. Well, what we're doing today is something a little bit different, guys. Caramel apples are really popular during the fall and autumn time, so yeah, I thought I would kick off the fall season with a video with this. So anyway, guys, let me explain how this works. These are called inside-out carameled apples, which means, well, I'm not going to explain it. I'm just going to show you. Let's get started. First, let me show you what you're going to need. Mom, if you'd help me, please. You're going to need apples, like those. You can get green, Fiji, red apples. These are Granny Smith green apples. Whatever kind of apples you want, but you need them. Apples. Then you need caramel, however you want to pronounce it. I pronounce it caramel. Caramels, doesn't matter what brand. Then you need chopped nuts if you'd like. Doesn't have to be any particular kind. These happen to be walnuts, but you can use peanuts or hazelnuts or pine nuts or, you know, nuts, almonds. It doesn't matter what you want to use. I have here chopped walnuts if you want to add those to your carameled apples. Then what we have here, see it? That's called a double broiler. Now, you don't absolutely have to have this. You can just use a regular small pan if you'd like. Oh, and remember, guys, don't do this without your parents' permission and without an adult's or your parents' help, okay, guys? Because I don't want you guys playing with fire or the stove or anything and getting in trouble, okay? So only do this with your parents' permission, because you will need to use the stove or the microwave. But yeah, parents' permission and have their help. Always a good thing. Be safe, not sorry. Anyway, guys, so yeah, I've got a double broiler now. Mom.
Yeah.
Can you please show them what a double broiler does exactly?
Yeah, sure. Hold on. Let me come over.
Cool. Come on, Mom. Come on. We gotta hurry up. I'm hungry.
Lammy, we're not going to do this if you're going to be hateful.
Okay, I'm sorry. But can you please show them what the broiler does? I'm just really excited. I can't help it.
I know you're excited. All right. Get out of the way. Come on. Move.
Mom!
Lammy, move so I can show them what I need to show them. Sit over there. Okay, guys. So this is a double broiler. You do not absolutely need to have one of these. Sometimes you can just use a pot. Now see, we've already put the water in here. And what a double broiler does is you add water, a small amount of water, to the bottom of the pot. Then you add this. Now see, this is shorter than the pot, so it does not actually touch the water. It sits above the water. Now you put the caramels in here. You take the plastic off the caramels, you put them in here, and they'll melt. Now the reason why, and then here's the lid, of course. Now the reason why you do a double broiler is so that way, if you tried to boil these in the pan without this part, what happens is sometimes you can burn whatever you're trying to melt. So that's where this comes in. The heat from the water heats up. The heat from the water heats the bottom of this, and it melts this, whatever's in here, it melts it really slowly and evenly so that way it doesn't burn. Now, if you do not have a double broiler, because not everyone does, don't worry about it, okay? You can just use a pot. You'll just need to be more careful to make sure that you don't burn anything, okay? See, the lid fits on there too. So that's all you got to worry about if you do not have a double broiler, is just to make sure that you do not burn your your caramel or chocolate or whatever you're trying to melt, okay? All right, Lammy, is that satisfactory enough?
Good job, Mom.
Thanks.
Okay guys, so now we're in here with the stove, and this is why you need your parents' permission and parents' help to do this. But yeah, what we did here is we added probably about 2 inches of water to the bottom of the pan, and then Mom's gonna put the double broiler in. Now what we gotta go do now is we need to unwrap some of the caramels. It doesn't really matter how many. I guess it depends on how many of these you're gonna make, but we gotta show you what we're doing first. So what we're gonna do is take the caramels, unwrap them so that way there's no plastic in our food, and put them down inside that part. So let's go do that now.
Okay guys, so what we're gonna do first is we're going to open this bag of caramels, okay? Pour some of them out on the table. Whoa, I don't know if that's too many or too little. But what we're gonna do now is we're gonna fast forward through this part because this will be really boring. What we're gonna do is we're going to take and unwrap the caramels so that way this paper is gone. So we're gonna unwrap the caramels, and these are what is gonna go inside that broiler thing. So let's do it.
Mom, go get the pan, it'll make it easier.
Yeah, that's true. I'll go get it. Okay, see? So I put it in there so it prepares it. It's also going to help you kind of get an idea of how many you want to do. Now when this stuff melts, then we'll be able to do our carameled apples. So let's just speed up this process a little bit, shall we?
Stop right about there for now. Mom, what do you think? How much caramel do you think that'll make?
I don't know, Lammy. We're gonna have to just test it out. If we need to add more caramel, then we'll just unwrap more and add it to it as it starts to melt. What do you think?
Sounds like a plan to me.
All right, let's go put this on the pan.
Okay guys, so we're back in here. So now we're gonna take the double broiler, the top part with the caramels in it, and we're gonna sit it inside this pan here, and then we're gonna turn on the stove on low heat, low to medium heat, so those can start to melt. Mom, I have a very strong feeling that this part is going to be boring waiting on those to melt.
Yeah, it might be, but it'll be worth it in the end because these are really good.
Okay, I trust you. Okay guys, so as you can see, we've got the flame a-burning. And there's the caramels, so we're gonna put the lid on and wait. Are they done yet?
No, Lammy, we just put the lid on.
Okay. Are they done yet?
Lammy, no! Do not start this. This is no different than you being in the car saying, "Are we there yet?"
Well?
You get away from the fire, you're gonna singe your fur.
Well, are they done?
Lammy, no! Look, nothing's happening.
Yeah, they're not melting yet.
No, we'll show more when they start to melt.
All right, fine. Boring. Mom, it's making noise. It's making noise. What does that mean?
Well, let's check it out. Well, I think that means that the water is boiling.
Cool.
See, look. They're gonna melt.
Oh, Mom, you're steaming up the lens.
Yeah, let me zoom in. See, it's starting to melt along the edges.
Cool.
Just gotta let it keep going.
All right.
Okay, Lammy, so see, they're starting to melt. See, they're softer than they were. See it melting? So I'm just gonna stir them up just to move them around a bit. See? And that one's stuck on the fork. Get off there. Oh my.
It's stuck, Mom.
Yeah, I see that, Lammy. It's because it's sticky. Okay. Now, see, you just gotta let them melt. See, they're slowly starting to melt. See?
Cool.
All right, Lammy, let's see what we got. Oh my, check that out.
Whoa, it's almost melted.
Well, it's pretty much melted. There's a few chunks in there that still need to get melted down. See, there's a few, but wow, we did a pretty good job, huh?
Yeah, now what?
What we're gonna do is we're gonna turn the heat down to low just so this stays soft. And then we're going to go deal with the apples because we have to do something to the apples now.
Okay, cool.
Let's put the lid back on and turn this down to low.
Okay guys, so what we have here is we're gonna start off with 4 apples, and they've already been washed in the sink, so they're nice and clean, and Mom's gonna show you what to do next, because you know, she always does all the work. Okay, anyway, all right, let's do it.
All right, you sit over there, Lammy, to the side, okay?
Cool.
Okay guys, so the first thing we're gonna do, normally carameled apples, you'd stick a stick down in the middle, and then you would take this and you would roll this around inside of the caramel that we've melted. But these are called inside out carameled apples. It's easier and it's cleaner, and all right, anyway, let's just get started. So you take an apple and you cut it. We're not gonna leave these intact. Cut it right down the middle as much as you can. Okay, like that. There you go. So you got your half an apple. Then what you're going to do is take a very small spoon, or there's things called lemon ballers, your parents will know what that is, and you scoop out part of the insides, okay? You just scoop out part of the inside. You're going to have to get the core out so there's no seeds. So you just scoop out part of the insides like so. Now, if you want to eat this part, you can eat it. That's perfectly fine. But what we're actually doing right now is we're making a place to put the caramel. That's the reason that we're kind of gutting this thing a little bit and taking some of the apple out, is because it needs a place for the caramel to go. So see what I'm doing, guys? I'm just digging it out. So let's do that and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I decided to only do 2 apples because Lammy's going to have 2 pieces and I'm going to have 2 pieces. So what I've done is, it's not a perfect job, it doesn't need to be, but I just kind of created, I just dug this out and kind of created a little pocket here, almost like a little bowl, and the caramel is going to go inside there. So let's go get the caramel and do the next step. Okay guys, so this is a thing, it's a you know, like a little pad thing for me to put this on top of because this is really hot. Now guys, this is the reason that I want you to have your parents help you, okay? Because I don't want anybody burning themselves or anybody getting hurt or anything like that, okay? So anyway, alright, so there it sits. And I'm probably going to use this spoon. Now it says that you need to dab the insides of the apples with a paper towel. Just dab it a little, because if the insides of the apples are too wet, the caramel will not stick to it. So you got to dab it just a little, like that, the inside only. Dab that a little, all right? And then, as you can see here, this is nice and melted. So before this starts to get hard, what we need to do, whoa, check out all that caramel, guys. Check that out.
Mom, this is so cool. Can I lick the fork?
Lammy, your head's in the camera. Lammy.
What? Oh, sorry guys. I'll get out of the way. Can I lick it? Let me lick it a little.
Just a little lick.
Oh, it's good, Mom. Oh, it's awesome, guys. Okay, I'm gonna get out of the way. I don't want that on my fur. It would never come out.
I know it would never come out. Alright guys, so it's nice and stirred. So I'm going to take the same spoon that I used to dig these out, and I'm just going to scoop up some caramel and drizzle it down in there, like so. Alright, and then you can kind of push it around and just let it sit like that. So it doesn't need to be perfect, it's no big deal, but you're just going to fill the insides of the apples with the caramel like so. See? You just fill the insides, and you can do more apples, you can do less apples, you can do one at a time if you want. Just melt only a little bit of the caramel at one time, whatever you want to do. I'm just gonna go like this, see? And be careful too, because now the caramel is all over my hand. The caramel gets very sticky.
Yeah, that's the reason why I'm not involved in this part.
Yeah, I know, it would never come out of your fur. Alright, and then we put this caramel. Now this piece is big.
I want that one, Mom.
Of course you do, piglet. Alright, so we're going to put the caramel down inside that little cavity there.
Well, this is so neat, Mom. Why didn't we think of this before?
Well, I don't know. Alright, so there we go. So now our caramel apples are filled. That one right there looks like it could use a little bit more caramel.
Which one?
The first one I did. This one.
Oh, yeah. Put more in there.
There you go, guys. Now, it doesn't need to be perfect, like I said. It's perfectly fine if it's like it is, see? So, we can move this stuff to the side, okay? Let's move all this to the side, and let's focus on the next step. Alright, guys, so now that you got your apples cut, scooped out, put the caramel inside, we're gonna take nuts. You can use whatever kind of nuts you want. These happen to be walnut. And we get the bag open. Okay. And then I'm just gonna take some in my hand. I'm not gonna sprinkle it from the bag because I think it would sprinkle too much. I'm gonna sprinkle some in my hands here. And then I am going to sprinkle it on top like so. Just right on top of the caramel. See? Pretty cool, huh, guys?
Oh my gosh, Mom, let me see him. Let me get a close-up look.
Okay, all right, hold on, Lemmy. Lammy.
What, Mom?
Lammy, I gotta fix the camera. I gotta zoom out a little.
Okay, guys, we sorted it out. Wow, those look amazing. Oh, and they smell so good, Mom. Thanks for making them. Oh, they look so good, Mom.
Yeah, so see, guys, all you do is you pick it up like this and you just bite into it. Or if you wanted, you could cut it down the middle and have it in quarters and then just eat it like that too, like sliced apples. So anyway, guys, there we go.
I'm so glad we decided to do this recipe. It was so simple and easy to do, and they're gonna taste wonderful. So what do we do now, Mom?
Well, these actually have to go sit into the refrigerator for about 15 to 20 minutes so the caramel gets really hard. And then once the caramel gets hard, you take it out and you eat them after they've chilled a little bit.
Oh man, that sounds awesome. I'm so excited, Mom. I can't wait to eat one. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining us in the kitchen for this episode. Let us know if you try this recipe or if you've tried it before. Do you guys like carameled apples? Let me know in a comment below. Mom, are you sure I can't just eat one now?
Yeah, I guess you can. I don't think it's gonna hurt anything if you just want to take a bite of one now.
You sure?
Yeah, I think it'll be all right.
Well, yeah, I don't care. The caramel's cooled down, right?
Yeah, the caramel's cooled down. You can totally eat this. It's just, that's what you're supposed to do, according to the recipe.
I'm just gonna eat it now. Rawr.